Even though it's winter time, today marking winter. It's okay. Winter solstice. Even though it's winter time and the days are shorter and nights are longer, still very important to get your vitamin T.
Come on! He's on down the road. Come on! He's on down.
All right, guys, let's get into it. So, as you may know by now, we have an Ask Dr. BGV portal of sorts that you can find when you go to our social media pages, find the link in the bio, and you'll find a form where you can submit your own questions to be answered. Today, we're going to focus on vitamin D just because of the time of the year, whether it's because the days are shorter, so we have less time outside in the sunlight, particularly if you're a melanated individual, to soak up as much of the vitamin D converting rays that are available outside. We are, in large crowds with our loving family members and friends, and we're hugging and touching and sharing germs. And so we need more vitamin D to keep us healthy, strong, in a good mood, having good energy, keeping our bones and teeth and skin nice and smooth and strong and conditioned, all that good stuff. So vitamin D is immensely important, particularly in the wintertime. Here are some questions that you submitted on Ask Dr. BGV specifically about vitamin D. I got my vitamin D3 here, Black Girl Vitamins, keeping it, as consistent as I can and trying to take them daily. And I love the taste because they're nice and fruity and chewable. All right, first question I see here is about the timing of taking pills. So how should I take the pills? I have the collagen, D3, hair, skin, nails, Coalesce, In the Mood, and one a day. God bless you. Sounds like you got a good bundle. What time of the day should I be taking the pills? Good question. So in terms of vitamin D3 in particular, I did some research, and personally, by the way, I take it when it's convenient for me, because I'd rather you take them at some point during the day or the evening than not taking them at all. So whatever time works for you is the best time, and that's my rule of thumb when it comes to prescription medicines, etc. But if you want to be as specific as possible, I did see that the best time to take it is shortly after a meal, because vitamin D3 is better absorbed after a meal, with a meal, as your body is digesting all of that, versus on an empty stomach. So I think that's, if you can time it with your meals, that's great. Once a day is really all you need. I usually take it right in the evening next to my bedstand, or next to my bed is my bedstand, and I have my one a day, my D3, and my CMOS that I take, and I usually take it at night before I brush my teeth because I can remember it's sitting there, I see it, I'm consistent with it that way, so that works for me. So again, rule of thumb, whatever time of day or night that you can remember and that is convenient for you so you can take it, it's perfect. But if you're being specific, particularly with vitamin D3, after a meal is best because it's better absorbed that way. It'll stay in your system longer and work better. I take it at night because that's after all my meals, and it's easy for me to remember. All right. There's a question about vitamin D, magnesium, iron, and cholesterol. Is there a bundle? I think those are two separate questions. So I guess they're talking maybe similarly, is it okay to take these together and when to take them? Vitamin D, magnesium, iron, cholesterol, particularly if you're talking about the Black Girl Vitamin supplements, are all okay to take together, okay? Let's see. D3. Again, other questions about when should you take them, so those are good questions. We cover that. Can I take, or how do I know what vitamins are right for me? This is someone that is over the age of 40. Can I take the multivitamin D3 and iron? Yes, yes, and yes. So all ages, particularly if you are a female that has her periods and you have your menstrual cycles regularly, iron is good. I talked about iron in a previous reel, so you can go back and look at that. But specifically, if you're iron deficient, or you have really, really heavy periods, or you have sickle cell trait that causes some anemia and you need extra iron, it's good. But because we're talking about vitamin D is great for all ages, whether you're in your teen years to your 20s, into your 30s, definitely after age 40 and into your 50s, because our hormones are starting to change. Once our estrogen drops, our vitamin D becomes increasingly more important to help with prevention of osteoporosis, because it helps our bones stay strong. It helps us with mood, And energy stability, as you know, with hormonal changes, whether you're on your period at the time, or you're going into perimenopause, which is around the time of menopause, or you're in menopause or postmenopausal, we need vitamin D and calcium together, but vitamin D to help with stabilization of a lot of different things, including mood and energy. So even more important if you're over age 40 and in your 50s. All right, let's see. There was a really good question here about for a mom that was in her 80s. Yes, again, as your estrogen drops, as we get older, we are more at risk for osteoporosis, for bone density issues. You need vitamin D and calcium for both. All right. I think that was kind of the general gist. I mean, most people asked, do I need it? Oh, let's talk about the dose. Do I need it? What time of day? What's a good age to start? Can I take it with my other vitamins? And the answer to all of that is yes. So Black Girl Vitamins version of D3, you'll find a lot of versions over the counter, or if you get them prescribed. But their version, I need my glasses. I don't have glasses, but I need some. But their version has 2,000 IUs of D3. D3 is the one that is, in literature, is probably the most active when it comes to doing the stuff we need to do in the body. You'll see D2 as well, but D3 is the one that we focus on the most when it comes to being the most effective, the most beneficial to your body, and all the things that we talked about. 2,000 IUs, or international units, is what is now being stated as kind of the guidelines and the national standard for how much we should all be taking per day. Clearly, this is the case with all vitamins. The best way to get any of this stuff is through your diet. But if you are not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing with your diet, or you feel like you're not getting enough, you definitely want to focus on increasing your vitamin D intake. 2,000 IUs at the least is what you should be getting. If you're deficient, you should be checking your labs, by the way. We should all be getting our vitamin D3 checked probably once you're in your 20s. But your physical exams and your annual exams should include checking your vitamin D3 level, D2 or D3 level. Most labs use 30 as the goal. If you're below 30 by just a couple of points, you might increase your vitamin D intake to about 5,000 IUs per day. If you're severely below 30, like in the single digits, your doctor will probably talk to you about vitamin deficiency, being deficient in vitamin D, and maybe even prescribing an extra strength dose that you'll take once a week for a couple of weeks, usually in the 50,000 IU range. They come in capsules, you get them prescribed. Over the counter, you really usually can't get anything more than 5,000 IUs. So if you're, again, severely deficient, significantly deficient, your doctor will prescribe the 50,000 unit that you'll take once a week, usually for 8 weeks. But once you finish that, you'll need to be consistent with it. I also have a wellness and hydration and vitamin company, and some people like to take the vitamin D3 as a shot, as an intramuscular shot that we give in the arm or the gluteal muscle, because it kind of is the equivalent of the 50,000 IU dose that you would take once a week, but you still need to be maintaining it on a regular basis. So that's why you still have your 1,000 or your 2,000 IU doses, sometimes your 5,000 unit doses that you take, if not every day, a couple of times a week, to kind of keep you up there and maintain that stability. Okay? All right, that about covers it. So hopefully I answered the majority of the theme of the questions when it comes to taking your vitamin D3. Check out their Black Girls Vitamin version on blackgirlvitamins.co on the website. If you have any other questions and you want the medical advisors to answer them, please go to the link in our bio under the social media pages. Ask Dr. BGV. List your questions, and we will get back to you as soon as we can with good information. All right, y'all be good. Happy holidays, and stay safe.